For the last time today, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the North American ESL Go4GuildWars2 January monthly finals. My name is Blue, joined today by EGAD. We're about to head into the grand finals, folks. It's the Absurd. It's the team that has remained undefeated for months on end now, ever since their victory at the WTS Season 1 finals in Boston. They have been absolutely wrecking house at not only the weeklies, but the previous two monthlies as well. And seeking to take them down tonight is going to be Dodge or Die, now known as well as the Hail Mary.
Well, they've at least secured themselves second place, but they want to fight first and get that little bit extra money. But I'm sure Absurd aren't going to let them have it easily. Yeah. I'm sure that Absurd are going to try to stomp them out. You think that they're going to just completely 2-0 this set? I think that, Dodge or Die will give them a fight. I say 2-1.
You're going to say 2-1?
I'm going to say 2-1.
You're gonna be so bold as to say 2-1?
I'm going to say 2-1.
I personally think it will be 2-0, but I'm thinking a very, very close 2-0. These guys have fought. They've been very close games. It's just, at the end of the day, like, it's very hard to explain. DOD is just missing, like, the Hail Mary, they're just missing that little pizzazz that they need. They're just missing that little extra something to get them over the hump. It might be the consistent roster changes that we've been seeing on the Hail Mary. They've had to change up a lot of stuff to be able to play this Saturday, but the roster is now finalized. There's no more time left to practice. This is it. This is the last chance they're going to get to play versus the Absurd before the WTS qualifiers this Saturday. So they need to get their stuff together now if they want to prove anything this Saturday. If they're not just seeking to get that safety spot in second place for the Boston finals, they need to come in here right now, and as well, they need to get their stuff together, learn as much as they can, and get ready for Saturday. Yeah,
just use this as a bit of a learning experience. They're fighting for the $1,000 for first. They're not looking to get 300 for second. Third and fourth already split 200, so they just gotta fight for who got third and who got fourth. Those bragging rights. We do have 9. Actually, now we have 10 in the server, so we'll be getting on to this first map here. And I mean, take it 2-1.
All right.
Saying it. Saying it now.
All right, guys, so let's head into the game really quickly and check out some of the comps. We've already seen Dodge or Die play multiple times today, so we're going to just do a very quick overview of the Absurd here for anyone who isn't already familiar with their composition. Here, Magic Toker starting off is going to be playing a Sword Dagger Thief, a little bit different from some of the other Thieves that we have seen played here today. The main difference is going to be the fact that, again, this one is more of kind of a +1, and this one's more of a combat assister, as it kind of comes into the fights with a very quick mobility and very high dodge up time too, meaning it can sustain in the fight if it fails its initial burst. But what the kind of point of this build is that it comes in, doesn't have the most damage, but it has just enough to poke some of the tankier members of the opponent team over the edge and into the downstate. And once he's accomplished that job, he's able to move out of the fight and just rotate around the map towards the other side. Phantom playing that usual Dagger Celestial Elementalist build. He'll be more prevalent on the side nodes than he will be kind of in the mid fight, just due to the fact that that is the role he chooses to play. While his teammate Wakey, who is also running the same build as him, is going to be more of that team fight support. Nos, of course, will be running on the standard Terramancer Necromancer, which he himself has popularized here. Lots of auto fears coming out through the Runes of Nightmare, as well as the Reaper's Protection coming out here. And actually, I have to apologize, he's not running with Reaper's Protection anymore. We're going to be running with Greater Marks, actually, which is a bit... That may not seem very significant for you.
That's good.
But this is actually a pretty major change-up because, again, Reaper's Protection is a trait that we've always seen him go with. Reaper's Protection is a pretty major trait choice. It's a lot of defense, but going with Greater Marks, that's it's going to be interesting to see how that pays off there, as that actually makes them unblockable too. So things like Gear Shield and whatnot, which people like Ostrich Eggs rely on in order to keep themselves alive, the Elementalists rely on that a little bit too. That's actually going to give Nas quite a bit more pressure put on these two players. Should be interesting to see how that pans out. And then last but not least will be 5Gauge, who as well will be playing the standard Celestial Rifle Engineer here on this team, but for the last spot on the Absurd.
Alright, and then, the side of Dodge or Die, we saw them earlier on, just a quick simple brush over. We do have the Scepter coming in from Zeus, as he does play the very burst-heavy Elementalist. CMC going to be looking for the daggers on the Elementalist DD. And then Ostrich Eggs playing the same old, Selly Engineer. Then Akanda is going to be tanking it up all over the place with the Shout Warrior, and then Muffin's on the Thief. He's going to be going for the Dagger Pistol, and then, Bo on the Swap.
The match starts soon.
Alright guys, and with the builds out of the way, we're going to get started here. Still best of 3 set. First team to 2 points claims first place and $1,000 for their team, while second place goes home with $300. Here we go, guys. Starting off here on the forest of Difficult, it's the Absurd versus Dodge or Die, also known now as the Hail Mary, here at the January finals for the ESL Go4GuildWars2 series. Here we go, guys. Let's open up our map and EGAD. Let's take a look at the splits.
Alright, looks like they're going to actually stealth up here. Fantaran is going to be going straight towards Henge, actually. He goes into CMC, he's going to do a bunch of damage. Try to actually win this 1v1 duel. It's not going to be the easiest thing. CMC has proven to be a tanky menace.
Take a look at this, take a look at this. Look, we just saw this too. Literally, I think he one-shotted him. We just saw Muffins there too, engaged on a Magic Toker, killed him with a backstab. So that's going to be a huge gain now for the players on Dodge or Die, as they've knocked out one of the most crucial players for the team fight now. And you can already see this coming into effect here on mid, as Dodge or Die putting that extra pressure onto Wakey. That's going to force him into a defensive position. They don't have any poke back here now without Magic Toker adding to their roster here.
The only thing is that Dodge or Die gave up their mine position. So, you know, Toker was very sneaky still. Even with him going down, there's going to be the big fight for the keep up here. And this is still so hard to get. Wacky and 5Gauge doing so much damage. They end up killing down a Candace, and they will be able to cap this point. So it will be a 2-1 in terms of the points. And they actually, where did they get those 25 points from? Oh, never mind. They were just killing people. So I was like, wait a minute. How do they get ahead so far with only 1 point? But I forgot that they've been peeling everybody. Zeus is down as well, and I mean, Wacky's just gonna let him sit there and just tick him away a little bit. He's got some help there from the turret, but either way, Zeus falls, and now, you know, Muffins, he's getting taken pretty low at the mine here as he's getting 1v1 by 5Gauge, and he's going to be very, very careful. He's down to, actually 5Gauge chasing him out, but just using the thief mechanics to get out of there. He jumps on a rock and uses the stealth to get away.
And obviously there we'll see Red Team hold on to not only control of their home node and the mid node too, but also conquesting over for a third and final node back over here at the Henge. Fantaram, of course, being on that with some assistance from Magic Toker to try and take out Ostrajax, who's now getting very low. While we do see some more assistance coming in from Zeus as well as CMC here too, or actually rather more from Zeus here at the moment, but at the same time, OX not going to be the most resilient individual.
Oh, he came back in.
Yep, as we see there too, Magic Toker dives back in with that big hit to take him down. Zeus almost managing to get out Magic Toker, as we can see by the low health pool, but at the end of the day, there's still, we still have Ostrajax sitting on the floor, and Fantaram still putting enough cleave to keep him there. And with that in mind, it is looking like we'll see Magic Toker get back up, and the kill will come on to Ostrajax in just a second. But oh, actually, we see a battle standard awkwardly placed on the wall, we should mention. That is unfortunately, however, going to go to the wayside now, as that will not be a successful res that goes up on Ostrajax, and now that's going to be a very large cooldown that once again goes to waste essentially. Yeah, and Magic Toker just chases down Zeus. He's very squishy on this LE build, so no problem just bursting him out. He does try to get away with, you know, scuttling away there. He does put the Vapor Form, and now he's more than dead. Yeah, they have no problem taking him out. Muffins as well is getting pretty low, and so is Candace, who's fighting for this Henge site with Fantaram, just doing so much work here. He's been a main man for holding these eastern and western points, so just keeping it busy, that's all. They have the keep in mid, so they are perfectly fine with just letting that point tick them up, as they already have a huge lead. Yeah, absolutely ginormous in the scope of this game at the moment. Red Team is really just moving around. They're just really just kind of trying to keep Dodge or Die on lockdown at the moment. Although that lockdown plan isn't necessarily going too well, because we take a look at things. CMC was able to score decap back over here towards the midpoint, and then back at the mine as well. We saw Ostrajax coming in here a few moments ago, took the cap for free, and now they have a 2-versus-1 advantage as Ostrajax and Zeus take on Wakey, and are most likely going to force him off point, as we are seeing right now. Let's see, I mean, CMC, he's going to get 2-versus-1, 5Gauge is coming in too, doing all the NG things and just knocking him out and doing as much damage as possible. They have some more reinforcements coming in from Wakey as well, but he's going to be bringing a bunch of people to him right now, so we'll see as they keep on bringing this fight up towards the keep. CMC doing what he can to delay to get some reinforcements. He got Zeus and Ostrajax coming into this right now. CMC just going to duck and dive out and just let Zeus and Eggs just go straight on into this, but, you know, they're having so much trouble breaking through Wacky right now. And they also have everybody else from the side of Absurd coming in. CMC almost getting taken out here. Can they finally bring him down? Yes, they can. They do get him out. And there'll be 3 people beating onto him, and Fantaram as well rotating on in. So it looks like CMC finally going down, and that's going to be the keep back into the Absurd favor. And once again here, Absurd still looking very strong now, over 200 points and about 150 points ahead of their opponents, Dodge or Die now, by holding on to this 2-cap here. Blue Team will seek out to conquest towards the Henge node, as we're seeing Ostrajax pursue that at the moment, and Fanta following close behind the decap will more than likely not happen there. And then of course back over here at the mine too, we have 5Gauge pressuring a Candace. However, again, considering it's a Selly on Selly fight, more than likely this fight will continue on into infinity, and we'll probably see again. The winner of this will be dictated by the first reinforcement, which in this case is going to be the Absurd. So Absurd, to be honest, potentially looking at a 3-cap here now, and if a 3-cap happens this late, with already the Absurd having this large of an advantage, it might be an early GG stance for Dodge or Die here, as it's gonna start to look very bad for them. They're putting themselves in a position which is gonna be very hard to come back from, and if they don't really pull together here over the next few minutes, they're gonna be in a very, very rough spot in having any chance to come back in this game.
Kind of just feels like the reactive play that we saw from last time, and it is not going to be going their way anytime soon. So
it's just again there after we saw the first full wipe kind of across the map, where we saw Absurd really taking full control, and we had members of Dodge or Die kind of moving around everywhere. I mean, we saw them kind of float around the back. That's the crucial point. That's where you as a team have to decide, are we going to let them dominate us, or are we going to come back? And unfortunately, it seems as though that in this game specifically, Dodge or Die has kind of said, oh, we're kind of going to let them dominate us, because they didn't really react to any of that. They didn't really specifically try to regroup and go for one big point, because that is where I personally think the strength of Dodge or Die is. If they can force Absurd into one large fight here, I think the strength of their comp weakens dramatically. But without them being able to do that, and with us constantly being split between 2 to 3 points here, it's always going to be an Absurd victory in these fights, and we've seen very few attempts from Dodge or Die to kind of change that mechanic up, and that unfortunately is allowing the Absurd to just control the map pretty dominantly for the majority of the game so far.
Alright, we had Muffins falling, 5-gauge as well, still fighting out for the mine here. Candace did manage to cap it up, so they haven't really been able to neutralize this, so they have 1 point at least, trying to catch them up, 180 points down. I mean, it's gonna be looking like a very tough order to fill to try to come back into this game. They would need a triple cap for a long time to at least have a chance of coming back in here. I mean, still fighting for the keep. Ostrich Eggs is down. He's gonna be dead. Noskok is still on a rampage right now. He's going crazy on his Necro play, and with Wacky behind him, CMC stands no chance of fighting this one out. Noskok, though, does get downed, so they find that down and then maybe a kill.
Yep,
get
they
it?
will.
Yep.
Nicely pulled off there. Nicely done there. Zeus with a little bit of passive play made it look like he was running out of the fight, but then zooping right back in there to get that gimp off onto Nas. Will take him out of play. Now it'll be left to Wakey to survive 1v3, and Wakey wants none of that. So he's zipping out of here. Probably will just kind of do a quick 360 wrap around here, and assuming if he has reinforcements or not, he'll decide if he wants to go back into the midpoint or not. Although, at least for now, it looks like it's not going to be the case. He's going to go over here towards the henge to reinforce this fight instead. As
they're chasing him out. Zeus is bursting him down pretty hard, but
Zeus is needed here too, because we take a look at this. Like, Ostrich is really low. So this is kind of a well-needed reinforcement. The question is Zeus's addition of pressure going to be enough to save Ostrich?
I kind of want to say it's not going to be, but Ostrich has proven me wrong before and survived even worse scenarios. But Zeus is still forced to run away. I mean, he can't really commit to the fight fully. He can just keep poking from outside, but he's not going to be able to take down Wacky. There's no way.
And Magitoker as well, with some assistance, or rather Magitoker assisting, I believe, 5-gauge back over here on the mine point. We'll be taking out Muffins yet again, and now heading back over here towards in mid. Coming in a little bit too late to kind of make a difference here, as Nas obviously is not going to be able to jump directly on point, and Magitoker is kind of going to get abandoned here as Nas himself also falls back. But of course, with them having that 1 cap back over the mine, the Absurd still has a point to anchor off of, and they're going to try to push from that point back over here towards the henge, where we have a very large team fight going, and it is going in favor of the Absurd. At the moment, Ostrich has gone down. They've got a 3v1 over his corpse. Very little chance that we'll see him get back up from the dead there, and then back over at the henge point too. We just got kind of everyone is piling into this point. They want to fight forward, and they both want control of this second node.
They have the mine taken away, so I mean, I'm sure feel confident they can do what they want. There is someone being very sneaky and heading over to the mine though, so they will at least try to get the decap or that full capture there in Zeus, but still fighting over towards henge. They're just not able to kill Noskok, and I mean 5-gauge is just laying into the Magitoker as well, just going fully balls out. So there's nothing they can do. Ostrich is dead, Candace is down, and they'll be able to kill him no problem.
Yeah, well, we are going to be looking at a 2-cap here in just a second for the guys on DOD, but at the end of the day, it's not going to last very long here. CMC is getting gimped down as they, again, you have to remember too, is that they just got spread out at the beach once again, so the reinforcements are still very far away. CMC will get gimped out here at the beach, the mine as well. That's going to get 2 versus 1, so even though they did get this 2-cap, there's not a backup plan to hold it. So the 2-cap was given out of circumstance, but there was very little moves made from Dodge or Die to be able to actually keep it. There was very little moves from the Hail Mary to be able to actually keep it in their favor. So now we're just seeing, again, this jerk reactionary play. As we've seen them react now to what Absurd has decided to do to make up for this 2-cap, and again, they're just going to end up being in a disadvantaged spot because of this. Zeus is hitting 2 versus 1 here at the mine. The mid has been completely lost to these guys, so Red Team takes control of that, and the rest of the players from Dodge or Die are kind of piling in towards the henge over here in an attempt to get that back. But now as we approach over the 420 point mark in favor of the Absurd, they take on a 3 cap, and I think at this point it is safe to say that they will be taking game number 1, and in fact the game has been called by Ostrojeg, so we are going to end a little bit early there. And game 1, guys, with that in mind, will be going into the favor of the Absurd, and this will put them only one more game away from not only continuing their overall tournament streak, but continuing their streak here at the ESL Monthlies into a 3rd consecutive month.
I mean, just dominating play.
Still feeling that 2-1?
I'm still feeling it. I'm not giving up.
Are you really?
No, there is no doubt in my mind that we will see a 3rd game. I mean, they're just brushing off the
they're warming
dust.
up. They're warming up because the 2 games they played earlier wasn't warm up enough.
Yeah.
This is their warm up specifically versus the Absurd.
Yeah, this is the real challenge. This is where they shine. They're gonna play their anime music and just go full monster mode.
I would like to debate against you on that and say that.
I mean, you'll win. You're the Guilds expert here for North America. Excuse me. I'm just chiming in my opinion.
But of course on this map too, Absurd's going to have quite a large advantage in my opinion, just due to the fact that they seem to have stronger initial fight presence on midpoints. And with that carrying into Legacy, the snowball potential is huge. We already talked about earlier about how Legacy heavily favors the team that kind of wins the first few fights. The team that takes the opening 2 or even 3 cap in some cases advantage there.
Even last map, like, Magic Toker got took it down immediately. Like,
it didn't even affect
didn't
them.
matter.
Yeah,
They're like, all right, 4 versus 5. You split a 2-1-1, and we're good to go. They can't kill. Like, it looks like they can't even kill 5 gauge. Like, Fataraman is just another near impossible target to kill without 2 or 3 people. So
yeah.
I don't know. It's so difficult.
It's a very rough time. They're really trying at it, but when it comes to this map, this is where, in my opinion, Absurd has an advantage. So the odds of DoD/the Hail Mary getting back into this one now, it's gonna be a very rough time. I'm predicting that 2-0, and I'm thinking we're gonna have that 2-0 heading onto this map. As I said, more than likely, if we see a repeat of last map, they'll just get that opening 2 cap, and that will allow them to pretty much snowball for as long as is needed for the rest of that map there, and allow them to just take it. But if we can see DoD coordinate their burst between Muffins as well as Zeus, if they can get that burst coordinated, if they can get themselves together as a unit, get some very nice gimps up, take people out of the team fight quickly enough, that's where they can take the advantage. They just have to be able to pull that off. And so far,
they don't look coordinated enough to do that.
So far we haven't seen that yet, and that's really what's going to hurt them. But anyway, guys, the game is getting started, so let's head back into the map here, folks, for what could possibly be the final game of the January monthly here at the North American ESL Go4GuildWars2 series. It's the Absurd, who is currently leading this set 1-0 versus Dodge or Die. If we see the Absurd take this one, they're going to continue on with their now 3-month streak if they win this one. And as for Dodge or Die, they need to stop them here, otherwise they'll be going home with only 2nd place winnings.
Yeah, nobody wants $300. That's nothing. That is literally nothing. So, as we head into this, it looks like a bit of a split as 3 members go straight towards mid. We do have 3 actually going towards Waterfall right now, and I mean, that's going to be a tough target to take. In the meantime, Candace in mid is getting taken desperately low. He's actually knocked down and almost actually taken out. He can try to get the res up here if some teammates come on in. They just leave him on the ground. CMC is going to be the next target for Magic Toker, who makes his way over towards that mine. CMC, oh. Man, Magic Toker just puts in so much work here, doing so much damage. CMC can't even handle it right now as he runs away and just is forced to jump off that bridge. And I mean, Candace is dead, Muffins is almost dead. He's forced to run away, and they're still fighting over mid. CMC has been the main target for this right now. He can't even get to the point to try to hold it off as he's just taken so low, stunned up there and down finally. So there you go, 2 points already in control, and maybe the snowball has already started as CMC is going to get booted in the face.
And now again, they've also lost arguably like 2 to 3 people off the map, so we're waiting for respawns. Ezra Candace is coming off of his respawn now. We gotta wait for CMC to also respawn here. OEGS is trying to get through the iron curtain that Absurd has seemingly set up here now, and will actually succeed in doing so, but at the same time it's going to be a fairly obvious attempt to pierce that. So we'll see Wakey falling back here now over towards the quarry point. Him and Ostrojeg will once again kind of be locked in combat forever. And Ostrojeg again is like, darn it, they saw me. So now he's going to head back towards mid and hope he can get something done over there, as Ostrojeg is playing a little bit of a game of Mario Kart with a FGS there. So we'll have to check in on him a little bit later on that one as we head back over here towards the waterfall. Again, big fight happening there. This one also in the favor of the Absurd, as again a Candace falls down. He's the res utility too. He's the one with the banner. He's been completely unable to use that. So this is smart targeting from the Absurd, as they know with a Candace being left out in the open, if they take him out first, then the rest of the team's just going to fall apart hand in hand here. And so far they're doing a a good job of executing that strategy.
Yeah, no one's even dipping below like 60% health from the side of Adjourned right now. There's such good management of abilities and healing, and they just kind of leave CMC on the ground to just tick out there, and Candace as well is dead, so that waterfall is into possession. They do lose some potential here. They do get the decapped from the mine side, so they're going to just need some people to deal with that. Magic Toker and Wakey are the two contestants, as Wakey does get down, so he's stuck there for a little bit. They do need 5 gauge to rotate over. Ostrich is still juking and jiving as much as possible. Still the 2 points are capping out, and just a lot of points coming in. 100-point lead already from the side of Adjourned, and even with Wakey down, I don't know if they can even guarantee this kill. He's going to bring Brock back up there by 5 gauge, and now Ostrich Eggs, he gets down in response, and he is not going to make it. There's no way.
You know, we almost had a decap in favor of Dodger Die back over there in mid 2 with Phantom coming in there just barely at the end of that to save that one. We'll also probably see Phantom start to chase CMC now, only leaving about half of the point recap there towards the waterfall to take another attempt at a decap for his team back over here, but Phantom, I believe, will be getting onto the point in time to stop that, and indeed he shall. Mid as well has been preserved, and the quarry still is yet being fought over, but once again, this fight also, so far as we can see at least, actually cancel that, as we just saw Magic Toker going down, but at the same time with Muffins getting knocked out, this could change. And as we see here right now, almost getting back up on Muffins' end, but Zeus being loaded up with Condis from Nos there. We're gonna see Zeus go down, and unfortunately with Zeus out of the equation too, even though we do have Nos down, they'll kill Muffins first, and Nos will get himself right back up, and then
he tries to favor form in too to help out, but that just got even more guaranteed kill, or more guaranteed death for himself. He's gonna take out from the Condis, and yeah, that's not good. The quarry is opened up, and I mean, this could be a potential 3 cap now coming in from the side of Adjourned, and Zeus finally dies, so time wasted for him. Quarry's going to be the next target here as 5 gauge. We have Wacky as well as Magic Toker coming in. Candace and CMC, this is the same story over and over again. They can't fend off these 3 players.
And again, this is just showing the dominant force that Abjurd has had going now for 3 or more months up to this point. They're absolutely dominating these events. They're really kicking some serious butt, and they're proving today that, well, we're not going to mess around come this Saturday. We're really here to play, and we want to go to Boston. And I think with today's performance, I think that they can be safe in guaranteeing themselves at least one of those 2 North American spots.
Yep, so let's see. They're doing what they can to at least put something on the board for themselves. They're going for the waterfall. They have 3 stacked up there, actually. Fanceram, though, does not actually get the stomp off, so they bring back up Ostrich Eggs. Candace coming in. Everybody's just going, and this is going to be a bloodbath over here. They're not even dealing with the other points right now. It's just 5 versus 4 as they just go crazy right now. Nowskog is still actually down on the ground, and can they stomp him out? No, they'll just do as much damage to kill him off. Magic Toker as well down, so, I mean, they find 2 kills. That's not too bad, but I don't know if it's enough to even bring them back into this game. They're just going forward, looking for more, just keeping the momentum rolling from their side to stay as 5, and I don't know. It might just not, it's not enough. It doesn't look like enough to me.
Ostrich Eggs has fallen down here as well with CMC sitting on the back to cap. Oh,
get him, life alert!
Just gets, actually, no, canceled. Ostrich Eggs just barely gets back up there.
The comes out for Magic Toker too.
Yeah, that was actually very close, as we almost saw Oaks get stomped out. It was just a second. It was just 2 seconds away from him getting stomped out. But anyway, we do end up seeing Magic Toker get full killed there, and as well, Ostrich Eggs going down for a second time now. He will be brought back up by his teammates. But they're still being corralled kind of into this big pen over here, which is essentially the waterfall, and they're really just struggling to get out of that. So unless they can move out of this soon, again, we're still looking at a dominating second round here for the guys on the Abjurd.
Yep, and I mean, at 340 points, I don't really, as much as I want to sound optimistic for the side of Dodger Die, it just doesn't feel like they have it right now. It doesn't feel like they can come back, unfortunately. I mean, they're just going for kills at this point. They're just fighting all over towards the waterfall side, and no one's even sneaking into the other sites. Like, they're just fighting nonstop. Yep.
Just again, this is Abjurd, just trying to keep them closed in at this point. They know that they've got this 2 cap locked down. They got someone to keep an eye on the back point in case if they get kills off here, they take them down. But again, this is just them delaying, and so far they're doing a brilliant job. But now at nearing in at 400 points for the Abjurd now, with only about 100 points for Dodger Die. It is almost nigh impossible for DoD to get back into this. So I think it's safe to say that Abjurd, I think they're going to be taking home another $1,000 in their pockets for their victory here tonight. And they'll be sending home, once again, Dodger Die with that second place purse of only $300.
So what can Dodger Die learn from this?
It's been very tough on Dodger Die. Again, it just comes always down to the reactionary play. We're not seeing them make up their own strategy, and when they do try to, they don't regroup for it. They kind of just toss people all over the map here, and they did that again on this map. I do have to say that they did a lot better on this map of trying to actually regroup and fight as a team, but even so, when they attempted to do that, they were doing it when, I mean, Abjur was already in a position where they had complete dominance of the map, so it's too late to pull off these sorts of strategies. They just need to, again, learn to make up their own strategies. It doesn't matter what the Abjur is doing to them, just do what you want to do. Go for your own strats. Try to do something that's unpredictable, and hopefully it catches the Abjur off guard. If you just keep throwing your heads at their own, if you just keep throwing Dodger Die's heads at Abjur's head, basically just clashing those heads together, then they're not going to get anything done. Because in the fights, in the even fights, Abjur will win, or at least Abjur seemingly in this matchup specifically is going to win every single time.
Yeah.
You need to do something spontaneous, you need to do something that the Abjur isn't expecting, and that's going to be your one way to get back into this match.
Alright, so it looks like with just 50 points left to the victory here for Abjur officially, it's going to be it. It's going to be first place. Abjur 2-0. I was wrong. I'm a horrible predictor of Guild Wars 2 matches. Do not rely on me. I am not an accredited source. So, Waterfall looking to go down next, and that's it.
And once again, guys, that's going to set us up really for what's going to be happening this Saturday. Once again, for the North American qualifiers, which are going to be starting. It's going to be on this Twitch channel, by the way, but it'll be starting on Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time, and at 23 CET. You guys are going to have to see which teams will be making it into the WTS Grand Finals. You have to remember that the top 2 teams from North America are going to be heading onwards to the Boston Finals. I believe that's going to be at PAX East for March 6th to 8th, if my memory serves me correctly, is when PAX East is, right?
I'm not attending, I wouldn't know.
I was hoping you know off the top of your head. So I think it's March 6th to 8th, but of course, the important thing is the qualifiers this Saturday, guys. The Abjur, I think it's safe to say that they're one of those 2 teams. That's got to be such a great feeling, too.
I mean, no one's touched them. It looks like they just have like 400-point leads the entire way through.
No one has touched this team in months. How great of a feeling must that be now to know you've got your golden ticket stamped at this point to go to Boston.
Maybe they'll be too cocky at the qualifiers. Maybe
thing.
They'll go down there.
It's a small possibility, but it's a possibility. I'm more worried for them at the LAN and for the European team that they face off against there too, because Europe has a neck-and-neck competition, and that only garners, higher and higher skill caps among these teams, whereas Abjur, they've just been wrecking teams left and right. I mean, are they actually getting better at it is the question. With such little competition in North America, that could prime them for some serious issues at the LAN versus whoever they face off as their European opponent there. But of course, that's still a ways off. Be sure, guys, once again, to check out the qualifiers, not only for North America, but for Europe as well, this Saturday. Be sure to follow the Twitch channel to be notified whenever it does go live. And don't forget, too, that there is going to be a preview showing the new game mode that's coming in the Guild Wars 2 expansion, Heart of Thorns. Stronghold will be previewed during both of those streams, so make sure to check them out. Once again, that'll be this Saturday.
Yep, so with that, the stream is pretty much done. Yeah. So I just want to say thank you for joining us here for the Go4GuildWars2 North American qualifier, or North American monthly final, excuse me, not the qualifier, I'm getting confused with WTS. My first time casting Guild Wars 2, it was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was good to have you on, man.
Blue, the veteran carrying me through it.
Thanks for jumping in and helping me out today, so I didn't have to solo it, so.
It's all good.
Yeah.
So with that, we're done here at the ESL studio in Burbank. We'll see you guys next time. He'll see you guys for the WTS qualifiers. For that, I'm EGAD, he's Blue, and good night.